Let's take a look at Jurassic Parts, a set collection area manipulation game where essentially you've got this giant rock and you're trying to cut off big chunks of it and keep the best chunks for yourself. It's designed by Kevin Lansing with art by Andrew Bosley and Crimson Studios. It's published by 25th Century Games. And as the name would cheekily suggest, you're dealing with dinosaurs, specifically their dead bones. Once you shuffle up the tiles, flip half of them and lay them out on the table, everyone gets a bunch of these chisels and a persona, which is essentially just a player color with some fun character art. Also, if you're playing the advanced variant, everyone gets an item card that lets them break one of the rules once during the game. In the most oversimplified of tones, the essence of the game is you try to get as many of these rocks as possible. But the quality of what's on those rocks and which ones you specifically want matters a lot. You want to create complete skeletons and or collect lots of plant fossils. On your turn, you get some chisels to place on the board, creating lines across your gridded playing surface. These veins of colors will eventually split one part of the playing field from the rest. Every time a split occurs, the chunk is divvied up, with the player with the most chisels used in the break getting a larger chunk, and subsequent players getting a decreasing amount. And extras are sent to Field Leader Ross, who acts as sort of, I guess, a black market. It's sort of a sketchy situation. And on your turn, you can interact with the field leader buying and selling. Paying him amber will let you break rules to increase the length and effectiveness of your turn, or you can sell fossils to him in order to get amber. And every time you complete a dinosaur fossil, you get an amber, which acts as currency in his little Wonder Emporium. Once the slab is gone, you count points based on completed dino skeletons, amber, and plants. The player with the most points wins. Some initial thoughts. The gameplay is nice and breezy. Once you get set up and going, everything makes sense. You know what to do and you know what your options are, which is something you would really hope from a game of this weight. The theme is a lot of fun. Dinosaurs has been popular in the board game industry as of late, and it continues to be so. And that theme is aided by the marriage of really fantastic art and component pieces. It's certainly a lighter, quicker game. With that being said, you get a full tactile experience that blends really well with the visual of the game. That splitting mechanism of running a line through the playing area reminded me of one of those old Flash games I used to play, where you were a spider running across an open area trying to create smaller and smaller areas using your spider webs. It was kind of an odd area of familiarity that I realized I haven't seen a ton of in the board game area. So that take of something that is kind of an older idea and putting it into a light board game was refreshing, unexpected, and enjoyable for me. I want to do a quick pros and cons. The act of splitting a shared area is an enjoyable experience. It's similar to like those I split, you pick mechanics. But like I said, with something that reminds me of a bygone era, and I find that really enjoyable. I don't enjoy setting this game up. The idea of taking half these tiles, flipping them, then shuffling them together, and putting them out asymmetrically, it's a bit of a time eater. It's not terrible, but for the type of game that this is, it's the one thing that prohibits me from saying that this is a table slapper. It's not a game you just pull out and immediately set up and you're ready to go. There's a little bit of legwork, not much, but enough to be just a little bit annoying for me. It's definitely a tactilely pleasing experience, and it's fun to look at. The pieces being chisels, the act of separating it from the slab itself, and divvying up the pieces, and the amber itself, and even the first player marker all work in its favor. There's like one too many details for it to be something that I thoroughly enjoy. We've reached a point in game design where you can take a game like Azul or other similar abstract games where you have like two things you can do on your turn. And even with those two things, your options are open and the strategy's there. And I think that would have been maybe the case with this, but you've got a lot more options here. And that may be something that you really enjoy. But for me, it detracted from the experience of it being like, yes, you're cutting this slab in half. Instead, I have to sit there and think on my turn, what exactly do I want to do? And so it's like, what type of game is this? Is this an abstract game? Absolutely. It's an abstract spatial reasoning game, a type of game that I really enjoy. But there's just one too many things for me. Once you do get the game set up, it neither outstays its welcome nor ends too soon. This game hits the sweet spot that it's aiming for and does that particular aspect of it really well. In conclusion, if you enjoy dinosaurs and or spatial reasoning, this might be a game well worth checking out. It also plays well with kids. I would guess 7 years old would be about right for someone to play this by themselves. That being said, I did play it with kids younger than that, 5 and 6, and with a little help, just giving them their options, they were able to play just fine. And it's the type of game that you can offer options and say you can go here, here, or here, and it works well. Overall, it was a very enjoyable experience, and if it looks interesting to you, definitely check it out. Like I said, Jurassic Parts is a pretty cool little offering from 25th Century Games. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Check me out on my other social media accounts on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, where I post all kinds of stuff that you may enjoy, maybe not, I don't know. It's a lot of memes, a lot of dumb videos, and I have fun, and hopefully you do too. Thanks a lot.